Linda, at 70 years old, had once been known for her energy and activity. She spent her days walking, gardening, and meeting with friends. But over the last few years, things had changed. The energy that once fueled her every move started to wane. Her knees ached more than they used to, and she found herself hesitating before taking even the shortest walk. It wasn't an instant change. At first, she simply started walking less. But gradually, her daily movements became fewer. Her once active lifestyle seemed distant, replaced by a sense of exhaustion that she couldn't shake. She began to notice that her health wasn't what it used to be, and neither was her mood. There were days when Linda felt frustrated, wondering if this was simply the way things were supposed to be at her age. One afternoon, after struggling to climb the stairs to her bedroom, Linda paused and reflected on how far she'd come. She thought back to the days when she was always on the go, feeling vibrant and confident. That's when it hit her. Maybe I've been too focused on what I can't do anymore, rather than exploring what I can still accomplish. Determined to make a change, Linda decided it was time to find healthier habits that suited her age and helped her feel good again. She didn't expect to return to her younger self, but she knew she could take small steps toward living a more active and fulfilling life. So, she began to research and explore ways to improve her health while embracing the natural changes that come with aging. Linda knew that big changes didn't happen overnight. So, she started with simple, small steps. Habits that wouldn't overwhelm her, but would still have a positive impact. One of the first things she committed to was stretching every morning. Linda had always been a fan of yoga and stretching in her younger years, but as her body became stiffer, she had neglected it. Now, every morning after her breakfast, she would take 10 minutes to stretch her legs, arms, and back. At first, it was challenging, but the more she did it, the better she felt. The stretching routine became part of her morning ritual, and soon she noticed a difference. She felt less stiff, and her mood lifted slightly each day. It wasn't long before Linda realized that stretching wasn't just about physical flexibility. It was also a mental exercise. The ritual helped her start her day with intention and a sense of accomplishment, which was exactly what she had been missing. The second habit Linda adopted was regular walks around the block. Instead of aiming for long, exhausting walks, she set small goals. She would start with a short walk around her neighborhood every day, gradually increasing the distance as she felt stronger. On her walks, Linda made sure to pay attention to the little things: the rustling of leaves in the trees, the songs of birds, and the simple beauty of the world around her. Walking became her time to reconnect with nature, clear her mind, and gently challenge her body. As Linda's body grew stronger, she began to pay closer attention to her diet. She had always been a fan of comfort food, but she knew it was time for a change. Linda started to focus on foods that nourished her body, particularly those that provided energy and strength. Her mornings began with a healthy breakfast that included oatmeal, fruit, and a handful of nuts. She began drinking more water throughout the day, replacing sugary drinks with herbal teas or lemon-infused water. These small changes helped her feel more energized, and she started noticing that her body wasn't as sluggish as before. Linda also decided to incorporate more strength training exercises into her routine. Initially, the idea of lifting weights seemed daunting, but with some guidance from a personal trainer, she began using light dumbbells and resistance bands. She focused on simple exercises that strengthened her legs, arms, and core. These exercises didn't just build muscle, they gave her a sense of empowerment, showing her that she was capable of maintaining and improving her strength, even at 70. As Linda continued her journey toward better health, she began to feel something even more valuable than physical strength: a renewed sense of purpose. Her decision to make small changes every day gave her back her sense of agency. She no longer felt like life was happening to her. She felt in control. Linda realized that it wasn't about staying young or reversing time. It was about embracing her current age and making the most of it. Linda also found herself connecting with others who were on similar journeys. She joined a local walking group for seniors and started attending weekly fitness classes at the community center. These new connections helped her build a support system of like-minded people, all committed to staying active and living well in their later years. She loved hearing their stories, sharing her experiences, and encouraging each other. By adopting healthier habits, Linda had transformed not just her body, but her whole outlook on life. She realized that age was not a limitation. It was an opportunity to live more intentionally and with greater purpose. Linda was no longer defined by her past. She was excited for the future and the many more steps she had yet to take. As Linda embraced her new habits, she noticed the subtle yet powerful changes happening both inside and out. The daily walks became more than just a way to get some fresh air. They were now a chance for her to reflect, to appreciate her surroundings, and to let her mind wander. She often found herself thinking about her past, but instead of dwelling on regrets, she focused on the beauty of her present moment. The rustling of the trees, the warmth of the sun, and the small birds she could hear singing. It was all part of the peacefulness she had been searching for. The routine she had built gave Linda a sense of consistency that felt incredibly rewarding. It wasn't just about achieving goals anymore. It was about the process. Each day she woke up, tied her sneakers, and stepped outside was a victory. As the weeks went by, she began to see the true value of consistency. The aches in her knees lessened, and the fatigue she had felt earlier in the day started to fade. Her body was responding to the care she had given it, and the rewards came not just physically, but mentally as well. Linda no longer felt overwhelmed by her age. She felt empowered by the small, everyday actions she had incorporated into her life. Something magical happened when she allowed herself to embrace the journey, rather than focusing solely on the destination. The act of moving, whether it was stretching, walking, or strengthening exercises, became a way for Linda to express gratitude for the body she had, rather than wishing for the one she had lost. It wasn't about perfection. It was about doing what she could, and doing it regularly. This sense of consistency gave her a newfound respect for herself and her body. Linda's sense of self-worth had grown exponentially as she had learned the power of maintaining her own well-being, something she had neglected in the past. And, importantly, she discovered that the act of taking care of herself opened up new possibilities in other areas of her life as well. After months of working on her physical health, Linda realized that there was still one crucial aspect she hadn't fully explored: mental well-being. While physical activity was undoubtedly important, she knew that maintaining mental clarity and emotional balance was just as essential. Over the years, stress had crept into her life in various forms: loss, regret, uncertainty. But now, with her newfound strength, Linda felt ready to address it. She decided to incorporate mindfulness practices into her routine. Every evening, before bed, Linda would sit for a few minutes, close her eyes, and focus on her breath. She learned about deep breathing exercises, which helped her relax and center herself. It wasn't easy at first. Her mind often wandered to past worries or future anxieties, but she persisted, gradually learning to control her thoughts and focus on the present moment. Slowly, Linda felt the stress she had carried for so long begin to release, little by little. In addition to mindfulness, Linda began practicing meditative walking. After her usual walks, she would take a few minutes to walk slowly, paying attention to the rhythm of her feet touching the ground and the quietness of the world around her. These moments of walking meditation brought a deep sense of peace and inner balance. She had always loved nature, but now, with her newfound practice, she truly felt connected to the earth beneath her and the life surrounding her. It was a grounding experience, one that not only calmed her mind, but also centered her emotions. She noticed that the benefits were not just physical. Her stress levels decreased, her outlook on life became more positive, and she felt more equipped to handle whatever came her way. The combination of physical activity and mental care created a balance she had never known before. Linda was no longer overwhelmed by life's challenges. Instead, she was learning to navigate them with greater ease and clarity. As Linda continued to embrace her healthy habits, she realized that her journey was about more than just herself. It was about creating a legacy of health for those she loved. Her children, who had watched her transform from a woman who once felt defeated by her age into someone full of life, were amazed. They had always admired her, but now they found themselves inspired by her energy and dedication to improving her well-being. One Sunday afternoon, Linda sat down with her daughter Claire and shared her journey. Claire had always been active, but seeing her mother's transformation ignited a new sense of motivation in her. "Mom," Claire said, "you've shown me that age isn't something to fear. You're living proof that we can take control of our health at any stage of life." Linda smiled, feeling a deep sense of pride. It wasn't just about her physical transformation. It was about the example she was setting for her children, and even her grandchildren. She wanted them to understand that health wasn't just something that happened to you. It was something you had the power to create and maintain through conscious effort and small daily habits. In fact, Linda invited her grandchildren over to join her on one of her walks. She had always been an active grandmother, but now, with her new habits in place, she wanted to share the joy and benefits of being active with them. Together, they walked through the park, laughing and talking. It was a small gesture, but one that Linda knew was important. She wanted to leave behind not just memories, but also a legacy of vitality and longevity. The walks, the stretching, the mindfulness practices, these had become more than just habits for Linda. They had become a way to connect with her family, to inspire them to live healthier lives, and to pass on a message of resilience that would last for generations. Linda realized that the best gift she could give her family was the gift of health, and she was more than happy to continue living by example. Linda's transformation didn't have a finish line. It wasn't about achieving a perfect state of health, but about continually evolving, learning, and adapting. Each day was a new opportunity to improve, to feel better, and to live more fully. Looking back, Linda marveled at how far she had come. She no longer felt like a passive observer of her life. She had taken control, step by step. The small changes she had made had not only improved her physical health, but they had given her a renewed sense of purpose and joy. She had learned that healthy living was a journey, not a destination. And while there were still challenges to face, there always would be, Linda now knew that she had the strength and resilience to navigate them. Whether it was a knee that ached now and then, or a difficult day at work, Linda had learned how to keep going, how to keep growing. As she walked out into the early morning light one day, Linda smiled to herself. She had made the choice to live well, no matter her age. And with each new step, she was writing a story of health, joy, and vitality. A story that would continue for many years to come. As we come to the end of Linda's inspiring journey, we are reminded of the immense power we hold within ourselves to make change, no matter our age. Linda's story is a testament to the fact that it's never too late to start living a healthier, more fulfilling life. Through small, consistent steps, she transformed not only her physical health, but also her mindset and her relationships with those she loves. Linda's journey shows us that health isn't just about the body. It's about taking care of our minds, nurturing our connections, and embracing the possibilities each new day brings. It's about choosing to live with purpose, regardless of the challenges life may throw our way. The truth is, every one of us has the power to make positive changes in our lives, regardless of where we are. Whether it's adding a few extra steps, stretching a little more, or finding moments of mindfulness, each small change is a step toward a better version of ourselves. Linda didn't just change her life, she became an inspiration to those around her, showing that with resilience, commitment, and love for yourself, anything is possible. Thank you for joining Linda on this journey. If her story has inspired you, we encourage you to take that first step today. Whether you're 30, 60, or 80, it's never too late to make a change for the better. Remember, the journey to better health is a continuous one step at a time. Keep moving forward, and most importantly, keep believing in the power of small actions to create big transformations. Stay motivated, stay connected, and most importantly, keep choosing to live your best life. The best is yet to come.